Continuing on with our look into LEGO Middle-earth sets, join me in viewing the first wave of the Hobbit sets which released at the very end of 2012 all throughout 2013. This is the third wave of Middle-earth LEGO sets in total. If you missed the last episodes that were based on the Lord of the Rings, you may click here. Some absolute all-timer sets in this wave, a plethora of exclusive minifigures that still remain exclusive today, some head-scratching marketing materials on some of them, and one of the best movie license sets ever made. If you enjoy this retrospective, then a reminder to please like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot. Let's get into this episode of LEGO Refresh. Our launch to exit window is actually all over the place for a lot of these sets. For the most part, 3 of the 6 sets released on the 1st of December 2012 until the 31st of December 2013. So these sets were on shelves for about 13 months. 2 of these sets were marketing for the Desolation of Smaug, which changed midway through the production of these sets. These were on shelves from the 1st of December 2012 until the 31st of July of 2014. They were 1 year and 7 months and 28 days. And our final set was the Hobbit Hole, which released 1st of December 2012, and that stayed with us all the way until the very end of 2014, so that was available for 2 whole years. 79000 Riddles for the Ring is what opens us up. This cost $10 in the US at the time. Pretty good stuff. What was $25 for me back in the day now rounds me out to about $80 brand new or $33 used. That's the cheapest one I think out of all these Lord of the Rings sets. That's not bad. Easy to get Bilbo, much cheaper Gollum as well. You get a little cave and you get a little boat. I love that Bilbo so much. He's a pretty common figure to get ultimately. I think he comes in a couple of sets, and same for the Gollum. I think that Gollum comes in the Dimensions set, but he is different to the one that came in the Shelob set. Gollum comes with a boat, there's a cave as well, the ring hides behind there, and Gollum is also creeping on top of the cave like he does in the movie. I think that's a really cool set. Screen accurate, pretty nice. 79001 Escape from Mirkwood Spiders, the first of 2 sets that were released with this little sticker on the box that advertised that it's like a little teaser for the Desolation of Smaug. This was $30 back in the day. It cost me $50. It's now currently worth $123 or $82 if I was to get it in a used state. It was midway through the production of making the movies that they decided to split them from 2 into 3, so most of the Desolation of Smaug stuff was shifted into the second movie that included the scene of the Mirkwood spiders with Legolas and Tauriel. This also came with Philly and Killy. While Legolas would be available in some other sets later on down the line, this variant of Tauriel is exclusive, and Philly and Killy would remain in this set as well, though I think they pop up in one of the ones later on. This set's pretty nifty for what it is. You get that really cool fabric cloth material for the spider's web. The spiders themselves look really cool. They have glow-in-the-dark eyes as well. It's nothing super substantial, it's just 2 little tree builds, but it's pretty nice for what it is, and I remember it being quite cheap. 79002 Attack of the Worgs sold for $50 back in the day. This was $90 at its release. It is now worth $204 sealed or $146 used. This very large tree build featured 2 new animal molds in Worgs and 5 exclusive minifigures. We had 3 variants of orcs, with Yazneg the leader orc being one of them as well. There were a hunter orc and one of them had a quiver. We also had Thorin Oakenshield and Biffa the dwarf. Thorin would come in some stuff later on, but Biffa would stay exclusive to this one set. I like how tall this tree ultimately ends up being, and I remember it's on some sort of a swivel. You can kind of turn around the leaves and stuff if you want. There's some playable features on the top as well. There's also like a lot of pieces used to build this giant rock for Yazneg. I think the tree can fit all of the dwarves, but you won't be able to have them all on branches. You'll have to put them all on tree leaves and stuff, but I think I remember that I was able to put all of mine on there when I was a kid, so it does have that going for it. Oddly enough, our next set is actually 79003 An Unexpected Gathering, or better known as the Hobbit Hole. This was $70 back in its original release. I think this was $130 for me, I want to say, which is a steal considering it's now currently worth $427 new or $325 used. That is the price of a LEGO modular. This set to this day is still one of the most sought after Middle-earth sets, and for good reason. In my opinion at least, it is the best LEGO Lord of the Rings set that we have ever gotten. From the accurate iconicity capturing details of the front, it even has a really nice interior with some excellent minifigures. Yet another Gandalf, but all other figures would remain exclusive to this set. Bilbo in his suspenders, we also had Balin and Dwalin the dwarves, along with Bomba and Bofa. It is a little disappointing then that you had to get the tree in order to get Biffa to finish off that little trio, but nonetheless, these figures here were still all really cool. I don't really know if it's $427 cool, but it is really cool. This next set is the set that I thought would come before the Hobbit Hole. It's 79004, the Barrel Escape, which retailed at only $40 US back in the day during its release. It was $80 for me here, but it is currently valued at $222 brand new or $160 used. This is yet another Desolation of Smaug set that is used to advertise the fact that the Desolation of Smaug is coming later. This is a sneak little preview set. Unfortunately, if you didn't get this at the time, then you were never going to be able to get Oin and Gloin because these two dwarves remain exclusive, as well as the Mirkwood Elf Guard and the Mirkwood Elf Chief, but no one really cares about those. You want to finish off those dwarf figures. It's the same Bilbo that we've had before, just another way to grab him in case you didn't want to get that Gollum one. I still really like the play feature of the barrels of this set. You can fit the dwarves inside and just kind of throw them around the place. Set also definitely features some alcohol, which is something that LEGO doesn't really like to do now, so I'm surprised that this made it in back in the day, but alcohol and tobacco substances are quite common within Lord of the Rings. It's pretty iconic towards that series, so what can you do? And now's where our LEGO numbers actually jump up a little bit. We go to 79010, the Goblin King battle. What are those missing sets? It's actually the second wave of the Lord of the Rings set, which, hey, if you didn't see that video, you can click right here to watch that one. This Goblin King set was $100, and it was $160 for my country. There's no way that LEGO ever releases something like this at $160 again. Nowadays, this is worth $300 used or $274 used, which is actually close to that $260 price point that LEGO likes to slap on sets like these by today's standards. I can understand why this one was so expensive. Lots of bigger pieces here, lots of exclusive figures also. Adding on to that, we had a brand new big fig of the Goblin King who uses his own special little body mold. He also came with some pieces that built a little crown on him. The Goblin Soldiers and Scribe are really nice as well, and the addition of Ori, Nori, and Dori rounded out our entire dwarf people. Like some of the other dwarves in this wave, this set was the only one that featured these three characters, so unfortunate for you if you missed them, but if you were able to pick this up, then congratulations, you have possibly finished all 13 of your dwarves. There's a bunch of little features and little things to do with this one. There's a little crane, there's a little jail cell as well, that drawbridge can come popping off, some Mines of Moria level details that I really appreciate as well, lots of skulls and bones and treasures and books and weapons all laying around, but something that I don't enjoy is that these three little segments here don't connect together. They all kind of split off, and I'm just not a fan of LEGO sets that kind of do that. That's just me. And that does us for the first wave of the Hobbit sets. Be sure to check in next week where we will be taking a look at the Desolation of Smaug sets. Thank you for watching. Consider liking and subscribing to help out our channel. We appreciate it a lot. Take care. Bye bye.